Belinda. Well, I want to go back on something that you just said, and you were talking about be you, be beautiful,
Be the
be
best, beautiful you.
your best beautiful you. So I'm going to ask you, Belinda, how do you accomplish being your best beautiful you?
You know what? I just described myself earlier that I have 3 kids, I work, I have a husband, I got a business, got all this stuff. Making sure that you connect with your loved ones that's right in the house with you is the most important. It
Wow.
starts there, right? Okay, so when I wake up in the morning before I hit the floor, guess what? I'm saying thank you. I have to tell God thank you. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it is. I'm not trying to turn it into church, but I have to say thank you. And when I say thank you to him first, when I go roll over and see my husband and say good morning, or I say, girls, it's time to get up, guess what? I'm in the right frame of mind. It just puts me in the right frame of mind, in the right frame of consciousness. So before I even look in the mirror in that bathroom, I've already seen me. I've
That's
already
good.
I've already seen me because guess what? I've acknowledged that I've got breath, I've got a new life, I got new day that I never seen before, new opportunities, regardless of what is going on around us. I'm not insensitive to what's going on around us, not at all. But I choose how I allow that to attach to my emotions. So before I go to a mirror and decide if I want to look like a drag queen or whatever, whatever I want to do, people are very creative with makeup now. They create alter egos for themselves to look and be someone else. Well, I don't have to put on any makeup and I feel just fine in my skin. I take care of my skin, I take care of myself, but it starts here first. It's all about what you believe. What do you believe about yourself? Who do you reverence? Who do you reverence? I mean, I know everybody is different, but I put my faith in God and I reverence him first, and then everything else in my life tends to fall in line. And that is my first refining step.
Wow. I mean, that, so what I gleaned from that story is that you start off right.
You have to.
You start off right. You start off with, and your right is gratitude and thankfulness and choosing how you will see yourself when you look at yourself.
Exactly.
And, you know, we talk about people living life through rose colored glasses.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so there is a glass, there is a lens through which we all look at life. And part of that life is looking at ourselves and looking at ourselves in the mirror. And what do we see when we see that person? And it starts with your mindset. What you got to refine your mind even before you take your first sit up in the morning, you know? And choosing to start your day with gratitude. I have a very good friend of mine. She is like my sister. Her name is Felicia Deloach. Felicia, if you're watching, I'm calling you out. So Felicia puts up on her Facebook page every day, and if she doesn't, like, I feel some kind of way. And she's
Yeah.
tried different phrases and things, but I don't know that I love all of those, but I do love this one, and it says start your day with a grateful heart, or
Yeah.
start each day with a grateful heart.
Yeah.
And if you can start there, you
Yeah.
start there with
Give
gratitude.
thanks.
I am grateful I woke up. I am grateful I am breathing. It's something about being grateful, even before you look at yourself, that changes your lens
Yes. Yes.
of how you see you.
Girl, you make me want to sing. Give thanks.
But
It's
I
the
mean,
truth.
oh, it's that is so powerful. How do
Yeah,
you affect
everything
the
you
very
do,
image?
it starts here. What you believe about yourself um, determines what you allow into your life, right? So if you think lowly or you think small, you're going to always attract negativity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right? If you are very gossipy, what are you going to attract? You're going to attract that kind of life, those kind of people.
Right.
Um, I have always been an overachiever. And Renita, I think that's why we get along. I have always been like the person to say, what you want to do? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. I get excited because you know what? That means you have dreams, you have vision. I taught my unit last Sunday night. We were talking about vision, and I know we're supposed to be talking about mirror image, but this is part of it.
Right.
In Habakkuk, it talks about writing the vision and making it plain. So we've been doing a
Absolutely.
lot of goal casting and writing the vision. Well, how do you start dreaming and then get that on paper, and then that you write on paper becomes a vision, and the vision becomes a plan, and then you execute the plan? You know what I'm saying? It's like helping people do that gives me so much pride, even through skincare. The tool of skincare allows me to do that. I meet so many women who need a pick me up. And I'm telling you, if a woman does not look good, she does not feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you say. Have you ever been, okay, we both have had children, right? I got to lean in for this one. So you know how you come home from having a baby and you just feel like, I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. You freak out.
If I could just sleep for 15
Yes.
solid minutes.
You know what? I hit my wall of exhaustion because I was nursing. You nursed your girls. I nursed all mine till they were 1. Listen, y'all, we were some nursing queens. Like I traveled out of the country, went to Utah, all over the place with a breast pump. Yes.
Hello, somebody. I took mine to Mexico. It was all right.
Yes, melon milk home internationally, like for real. Freezing it, putting it on dry ice and sending it home.
Mm-hmm.
You did what you had to do to nurture your child. So at the end of the day, what are you doing to nurture yourself, right? So that nurturing, it starts with your thoughts. What are your first thoughts? What do you believe, right?
Right.
I love helping people discover what they love. And if it's through a tuba cleanser, right? So my mission is much greater than a tuba cleanser. But if it's through a tuba cleanser that I can impart self-appreciation, worth, and beauty, hey, Yolanda McCumbee, girl, that's the truth. If I can help you, Mary Kay taught us that there's a woman walking around with an invisible sign around her neck that says, make me feel important, right? That's the truth. Everyone wants to be appreciated. Everybody. Everybody is looking for someone to appreciate them. So now I have a platform and a tool that matches my personality.
Wow.
Where I can help make someone feel important, help someone find a solution, help someone when they look in the mirror, they feel a little bit better about the blemish or the wrinkle or the crease or the whatever. But I'm all about embracing who God made you to be. And all you want to do is enhance it. And how do we do that? How do we enhance it? You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people take enhancement and they go like way over the top with it.
Yeah. There's enhancement and then there's enhancement.
Yes. So
but I'm so sorry. I have got to stop you at that point. And it's just because of some of the recent, and I am not going to go deep into the recent developments in our country.
Yeah.
But that statement of make me feel important. Make me feel important. There are so many people fighting for that.
It's about service, right? So if you read I've read Think and Grow Rich. I've read all kinds of, I'm over here looking at my nightstand. I got all kinds of books that I have read, right? But one of the things I always go back to is God's word, because he was the ultimate servant. And guess what? He not only made people feel important, like he promised them something eternal, right? So at the end of the day, if you can't service and serve and help others, you will never ever get what you want. You will never get what you want, because it's all about helping someone else and servicing another person, not stepping on them, not trying to get over on them. It's about serving others. It is truly, and that is what I think is missing in our country today. It's like the gratitude and service is like, I mean, this is all about me. So social media platforms have made people feel invincible. It's created this pseudo world for people to live in. So they say anything, they do anything, they post anything. And I know people say it's freedom of speech, and that's why I choose, like I talked about earlier, what I let in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that affects like my whole man, not just my face and my skin, but it affects everything. Like I don't want to be just this. You ever seen somebody and people say, "Oh, she's so pretty, but she's so nasty. She's so
Right.
ugly."
With the people who are inside out ugly, they were real pretty on the outside. It's like fruit that has gone bad, but the peel doesn't look bad yet. It's real rank inside. But
Yeah.
once you peel back that initial layer, you see how disgusting it is and you throw it away. It didn't matter what it looked like on the outside, it was still nasty.
Mhm.
Or the loaf
Yeah.
of bread that starts with mold on the inside of the bread and it doesn't have that outside piece yet. No, still can't eat it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm going to say this. Today is the jump point for all the other weeks that are going to be mirror image because I've pulled out and I've been trying to write some things down. Just as we go on this 12-month journey, which is crazy.
Mm.
But we're going to be here for 12 months, y'all. Every second Sunday, we're going to come talk to you. And yes, as I put in the comments, Belinda's tool of engagement, her tools of engagement are skincare and makeup, but that's not the end game. Yes, that's how for some people you can kind of you can get into their world. But when we think about our true mirror image, what do we want to see reflected and what is just a cover up? What when we think about what we're letting into our bodies, are we so toxic at this point that
Yes.
we can't see our own beauty because all we see is ugly because it's all we choose to see in other people? Oh, it's just so many things.
It's so many things. And they become band-aids, Renita. It's like
Mm.
you now I got the band-aid song in my head. But you know, with band-aids, you got waterproof band-aids, you got the invisible band-aids, you've got glue that's band-aids, you got all these different types of band-aids. So people just start putting different kind of band-aids on the real issue, the wound. And they
Right,
start using things like makeup and uh, weave and wigs or whatever to enhance something that they're missing internally, right?
right.
So if you start with here and here, you start here, start here, you start here, you start here, you'll see yourself in such a totally different light. It's almost like I have a friend, has a daughter, beautiful hair, girl had gorgeous hair, right? And so she went and she cut all her hair off. And then, like 2 weeks later, she had a whole sew in full of weave. I'm just like, I'm confused. You know, and
Who are you?
I'm not against that, right? I'm not against you getting a sew in if that's what you want. But why would you go cut off what you had, which is what other people are coveting, to go buy something else that's a counterfeit? Do you see what I'm saying? It's
But
like,
I'll say I can preach to that one though. I remember one day, and we're not going to harp on this, but I remember one day I got so frustrated at work. I was so frustrated at work, and the kids, I don't think students were in, I think it was summer. I was so frustrated at work, and I couldn't control anything that was happening. I couldn't control anything that was happening. And in a decision, I decided on my lunch break, I called a friend of mine who's a beautician, and I said, I'm coming to you, and I want you to cut it off. I want
remember I
you
had
to.
my bob.
Oh, honey, this was well beyond Bob.
I went, you know, you remember my hair used to be real long, and then I
Mhm.
just like it was like this long in the back, and
Yep,
because I same thing. It's like I'm frustrated. This is I don't know what's going on. Just
yep.
take it off, it'll grow back.
And this is what I can control. And I got my hair cut, and I came back from lunch, and I didn't have any hair. And my whole staff was like, "What the heck happened to you?" And I said, "I was done." Sometimes we have those moments, and we're done, and we take control of it, and then we decide that's not who we really want it to be. And because I had braids within the week. I went and I had some good braids, and I said, I'm gonna be braided until I'm ready to wear this out for real.
And we take
Um,
out our frustrations. It's like,
right. And so even in that moment, thinking about this, you cut all your hair off and then you went and got a weave. What's the real story? Because I do believe in that there was some more story.
it was.
She was screaming out for somebody to
Yeah.
ask her that story, who she could trust. And that's why it's so important that we build tribe, we build village, we build relationships, because she was begging for
Beg.
somebody she could trust to ask, honey darling. And thank you, Mama J. Mama J says it all the time, honey darling, why did you go from drastic to drastic? Because she went from black to white. There was no gray. And, I think I needed someone. I ended up talking to people about it, but not because somebody asked me about my hair, really, per se. Well, at least not the drastic to the drastic.
Mm-hmm.
But it was I needed to scream.
Yeah.
And that was my yell. Because I couldn't appreciate who I saw in the mirror, because she was so frustrated. She was so frustrated that I legit just went and got my hair cut off. And then I still didn't like who she was. That didn't help me. That didn't help who I saw in the mirror.
And everybody, like you and I, have taken it out on our hair. When I was young and single, my brother is really big on fitness. So he cycles. He has a cycling club in Raleigh. He rides like 100 miles on a weekend, crazy stuff. So when he used to come up here and visit me, I was a gymaholic. So I was single, so I used to go to the gym, work in church. It was me.
You know what? That's a nice little cycle to have. Where you go, gym, work in church?
That's what I was doing, right? I was running. I was on the elliptical. I was taking kickboxing. I was doing all kinds of things because that was my way to relieve stress, right? So people, if you don't have an outlet, right, you're going to find some way to get it out, right? So I would much rather you look in that mirror and ask yourself a couple questions, right? Be honest with the girl that's looking back at you. You got to be honest with yourself, like what is going on. No matter what is going on, you got to get your peace back. You cannot give your peace to someone else. I tell people all the time, I can't shout out my address because we live. I say, blah, 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 blah is my place of peace, right? That's my place of peace. I don't allow junk to come in my space.
Right.
This space or this space, right? Because this is all part of my place of peace, right? I love people. I love to fellowship with people. So most of my posts on Facebook are usually about my business, or sometimes I post about my family because that's what's important to me. If anybody knows me, when you come to my house, that's my Facebook FaceTime. I love to be around people. I love the energy, Renita. Nothing replaces the human spirit. Nothing. That's why I love being a skin care. Somebody says they're going to do the big chop soon.
Yep.
Girl,
Sharika,
go ahead. Oh, okay.
Sharika, darling, so part of this, I'm so grateful for this moment. So people who watch the replay, I'm probably going to put a hashtag in like the repost or something, that because this got juicy when we finally got settled and we got everywhere on all the things. So I'm gonna say, if you want the juice, come to this minute. But Sharika's talking about doing a big chop soon. I am proud of you, Sharika. I am here for you. But let me tell you that about me appreciating this moment in this village. Yolanda Makumbe has been with us. God bless you. Commenting. But this shows village. Because she's safe to tell us that. And I'm excited for her. We can be excited for her because we're part of the
judgment.
village.
No judgment at all.
This is joy because I see there is freedom in that. There is power in that. There is choice in that. And so no matter what it turns out to be, if you decide, Sharika, to get a weave the week after you go get your big chop, nobody's mad, sis.
Go get you some knotless braids, boo.
Or not. And, wear yours and go through that journey. I think about people who lock their hair. Because we're talking about mirror image. And I've thought about locking my hair for years. Years. And I said, I can't do it. Why can't I lock my hair? Because I am not strong enough or mentally prepared to go through the ugly phase. Because I want to look at me and love what I look like. Now, it took me some minty years to grow my hair out to this because I had cut my hair all over again. And right after I had Ryan, I wanted to cut my hair before I had her. My beauticians, both the two that I had at the time, one where I live now and one where I'm from, and they said, Oh no, we're not cutting your hair. You have gone crazy. Your hormones are talking you into something foolish, and you're gonna have this baby, and you're gonna be mad. I
Yeah,
said, cut it. They said no. Neither one of them would cut it. Like I tried to play one for the other, and it's
yeah.
like they called each other and said, we're not gonna cut your hair. And then after I had her, it was she. I don't even know if she was a whole month yet, and I still hooked myself to a beauty parlor. I said, you gonna cut this off? No, she was over a month because I had her in July. So in September, I cut my hair off. I cut my hair off. It was the best feeling. I love that haircut. The only reason why I could grow my hair back is because my oldest daughter said, Renita, not Renita, she said, Mommy, I want you to grow your hair long so you can have hair like mine. And so I decided to grow my hair out.
Yeah, I grew my hair back too because going into COVID, if anybody who follow, or if you're in my VIP group, yeah, I have a Facebook VIP group. So you guys I gotta, introduce you to that because it's a lot of fun things that go on in there. Isn't that right, Renita?
There it is.
If you look at the beginning of COVID, my hair was still short. So like in 9-10 months, it's like my beautician said, I don't know what you want to do, but you got a whole bunch of hair, girl. It's like it's back. Okay. And it
Right.
keeps coming back. But my daughter said the same thing. She said, Mommy, my little one, she said, she was looking at pictures. She said, I want you to grow your hair back like that. I want you to grow your hair back long. She's like, wow, look how long your hair was. Because she never saw me with my hair down past my boobs. My
Wow.
other kids had, but she hadn't. So just that request, I just honor. It was something special about that. You know what that tells me too with our young brown girls? I don't want our young brown girls to think that they can't have long hair because you
Right.
can't. I think society and culture has taught us that the only way we can have long hair is if we have a weave.
Mm.
That's sometimes what we think, right? But you can grow your hair healthy. You can do the big chop and be natural and be beautiful. My two older girls don't even I don't really put heat in their hair. They've been natural since birth, 14 and almost 13. Beautiful hair. When they
Right.
do go get their hair done at the beautician for a trim, she's like, my God, you take such great care of their hair. Self-care is all about celebrating where you are and who you are and that time in your life.
Right.
You know, when I went to college, I went to NC State in the early 90s, okay? And it wasn't popular to have an afro. It wasn't. People were still
Nope.
wearing stacks and bobs and
It had not arrived
cuts
yet.
and braids. People were wearing micro braids, but being natural
Mhm.
was not popular, right? At all.
Right.
People had started locking and stuff, but if you went to a PWI, you had to be careful with that because they tell you quickly you need to pull that back. You need to do something with that.
Mhm.
So I just want to celebrate us
Yes.
because I just think oftentimes we feel like we just can't be who God intended and made us to be. We feel like we have to put on a veil for someone else. We got to become someone else. We got to act like somebody else. We got to do our makeup like somebody else, and we got to wear this color lipstick like somebody else, and we got to arch our eyebrows like somebody else, and I got to do this, and I got to look like that. And I'm all about discover what you love. Beauty is
Mm.
about what you like and what you love, how you want to enhance your own natural beauty. God gave you the facial features in the body, Lord have mercy, that He gave you. Okay? I am not happy with what this body look like right now. But guess what? It's healthy. And I'm happy because I'm in the land of the living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have another day, another minute, another second, another hour to be better, to be my best, beautiful me in the moment. Okay? We don't have to be somebody else. We just have to be our best, beautiful us in the moment. And
Right.
it starts right here in this mind, in this heart of gratitude, being thankful before we even step foot in that mirror. It starts right
Mhm.
here. Okay? So
Mm.
when you go to clean your floors, ladies, you can't wash your floors in just water.
Amen.
You can't
And
do
I'm
it.
gonna tell you this: if you are out there and you are watching this, and you only wash your floors with water, if you could call me and tell me, because I would like to know, because I'm not gonna eat things that come from your house, because I'm not gonna trust that they clean. If you only wash your mouth in water, I'm pretty sure that you may feel like people don't want to hear what you have to say. It's not that they don't want to hear it, they don't want to smell it. If you wash your hair only in water, I'm pretty sure you have a smell, your hair, your body, that is unsurpassed by many a thing. Please use these things that God put on earth called soap. It don't have to be a lot of chemicalized soap, just soap. They make natural soaps. Use soap. Use for your face. Belinda said it earlier. When you know better, do better. There are things that are specialized for your face that may be better for the skin that's here because it has a different consistency than the skin here. Your system, your skin system. Yes, it like when she was talking about, the lack of fat here. And it doesn't puff you out. It doesn't stretch that skin, so it causes the wrinkles. I mean, she says she wants a dermatologist, but she knows some things. Get around some people who know some things and take care of you. Because when you know better, you're expected to do better. That's why you're getting the knowledge.
And Renita, for the people who are going to watch this, catching the tail end, make sure you drop a GIF in the comments that best describe you. You could be Wonder Woman. I don't care who. You can be a fairy. You could be the sunshine. But I want you to drop a GIF in the comments that best describe you and who you are. And let them babies see each other.
Yes. Our children have become friends, thank God, through our friendship, through our connection. They have been able to connect. So that's a part of this, letting your village beget village.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love Rain. I love what Rain is doing. I love how mommy is pouring into Rain's life. Rain's having all these experiences.
And experiences she is having, Lord. Yes. I tell you, I need to be getting paid for her.
You know what?
Do my part. I need to get a check.
You shall reap a harvest if you faint not.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Believed and received. Believed and received.
Yes, you will reap a harvest if you faint not. Like the seeds we sow today, they will become. Listen, I heard something, and I know we got like 2 minutes. So I was in a conference last weekend, and I heard the woman say this, the speaker, this is what she said. She said, God simply wants you to till the ground. Get it right. Till the ground. Then he wants you to plant the seed. And then he wants you to do a little weeding, and he will bring the rain, and therefore the increase will come automatically. He brings the rain. He brings it. He brings the sunshine and he brings the rain. So we have to keep planting those seeds, right?
Right.
Keep giving, keep loving, keep sharing. During this tumultuous time, we have to immobilize, not just to march, but to pray and to be thankful and to share. Like I shared something with Renita today, something she could use, another tool she could use for her business. Absolutely. This is what we're here for. We're totally here to support one another and to share and to grow, because this is why it's called the refining life.
Absolutely. So, and even in that, I heard do the work, get rid of the things you need to get rid of, and then allow the rest to be done. Yeah. So, I mean, and that in itself is the refining process.
It is. It truly is.
You have to do the work so that the things can be purified away from you, and then allow the abundance to come.
Exactly.
Allow the purity to come. Allow the change and the greatness to come, because it will. But it's just like the word said, faith without works is dead.
Dead. You want him to fill your cup, right? And when your cup is full, it runneth over.
Absolutely.
And he's always filling your cup so you can spill blessings and giveaways and money. And, it's all about building the community, building the village. If you're not full, you can't spill over anything. You can't spill over hope. You can't spill over faith. You can't spill over anything, right? I believe when you are full and you're spilling over, people are getting pieces and getting parts that they needed that you didn't even know they needed. because
Right, because they needed to be filled up by your abundance, your
yes,
overabundance. They needed for
yes.
their fill.
And I have no problem, Renita, supporting what you do in the refining life, in the refining mind, in the refining, whatever you refining. I be fining with you. I'm serious because you know what? When you said virtual conference or you say, hey, can you pledge or donate? Yeah, girl, word it. Yes. Because you know what? The refining life is I've already told you it's gonna be so much greater than what you thought. You just have to stick with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
many people quit. Don't quit.
Look, if after 2020, because I will tell you, and then we're gonna get ready to sign off. I talked to the board about not doing the conference. I'm just saying, you know what? We're not ready. I don't know how we're gonna pull this off. We're not gonna do this. And they were like, well, either way, we're with you. But I had a couple who were like, Renita, there's no way you're not doing this conference. I need you to understand that. There's no way you're not doing it. And it happened, and it was so crazy successful. Not in number. We only had about maybe 21. The year before we had like 80 something.
Girl, that's
But
3 perfect 7s. That's 3 perfect 7s.
amen. And I said, but you know what? It was everything it needed to be. And it was like never before. It was so good. It was so good. And I sat on my computer for 7 hours. Well, actually, I think it was a sum total of like 14 hours when it was all said and done. But I said, I sat at that computer and it was so good. It just showed what happens when you just keep walking. Just keep walking. Even if it doesn't look the same, just keep walking.
Just
And
keep going.
I was able to look at myself in the mirror after that and say, you did it. It was good. That mattered. Way to high five me.
Yes.
And
Though
I
the
get to do it
vision
alone.
tarry, though the vision tarry, the word tarry means to wait.
Yeah.
The Bible says, though the vision tarry, wait for it, for it
Yep.
shall speak and
And
not
not
lie.
lying.
So
And
everything you're putting out into the atmosphere, guess what? It's coming back 100-fold. It's coming